Howdy, Chris here. Welcome to Garage Noise. Today, we're going to be straightening a dent in this quarter panel. I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process that I use to get this dent straight and ready for paint. And hopefully, this will give you the information you need to know if you're tackling a repair like this at home. The first thing I want to do is evaluate this dent. I can see the body line has been damaged and we have a large crown on the outside of this dent. So when a dent's created, it's going to raise the metal around that dent. We need to knock that down as we pull out the low. I'll start by using some cold glue. This is just a really sticky adhesive that I use with a slide hammer to pull out the majority of the dent. I'll then switch over to some Kiko super tabs and some hot glue to continue pulling this dent. Now you don't have to use glue tabs. If you can access this dent from behind, you can push it out from behind, or you can actually use a stud welder and weld a tab on the center of the dent and pull those out. Now here, I'm flattening out this crown with the spoon and hammer. The spoon is going to disperse the blow of the hammer to help flatten out that metal without creating dents. As we pull that dent from the center, we want to tap down those crowns to release that energy. It allows that dent to be pulled out a little bit easier, and then we can also be flattening out that panel as well. What you don't want to do is just hammer down that crown without pulling out the center of that dent. You always want to work the low and the high together to get the best results to flatten out that metal. Here I'm pulling on a low as I gradually tap down that crown around the dent. To remove some of those smaller dents that I can't get with glue, I'm going to use a PDR tool and push out the center of those dents. This is referred to as push to paint. So we're pushing out the dents in order to prepare it for filler. I'm not going to make it perfect. I'm not an expert PDR tech. I don't have the skill involved in doing that, but I can push it out to prepare it for body filler. Here I'm just using a small flat tip knockdown and a hammer to knock down some of the crowns, tap down some of those push marks and some of the high areas. Here's what remains of the dent after the glue pulling and the PDR rods. We still need to do some fine tuning of these dents. We want to get this metal as straight as possible before we start using our filler. So I'm going to take some 80 grit sandpaper on a small block and we're going to block over this. This is going to show us all our low areas. It's going to help us decide exactly where to pull with our stud welder. Here I'll use my belt sander to remove the paint in those low areas. Then we'll be ready to use the G90E. To pull out and refine these dents, we'll use the Spot G90E. This is a spot welder that welds a tip into the center of the dent, and then you can slide hammer or pull it out. Incredibly handy tool for a reasonable price. If you want to learn more about this tool, I'll leave a video link at the end. I also have a link to this tool in the description. I started by going right down that body line and pulling that body line out first, then I'll go around and pull out some of the smaller dents and refine those. Here I'm going to add just a little bit of guide coat. This is some flat black paint. We're just using guide coat to expose those low areas so we know exactly where to pull to get this panel straight. I'll block over it with some 180 grit sandpaper. That'll expose those low areas and we'll know exactly where to pull with this G90E. I'll continue to work out this metal by using the G90E to pull out the low areas. We'll use a hammer and a slapping file to straighten out that metal, and we'll just continue the process until we're ready for some filler. In order to prepare the surface for filler, we're going to machine sand the metal and the surrounding area with 80 grit sandpaper. This is going to be a coarse enough scratch so that filler adheres properly. I'll go ahead and wash it, and as you can see, the dent came out really nice. It's not perfect, but that's what the filler is for. We're going to apply the filler and straighten this panel out the rest of the way. I've got a little bit of 3M body filler on my palette here. This mixes up 50 to 1. So you got 50 parts of the body filler and then 1 part of the hardener. You want to fold this in until it's all one uniform color. You don't have any streaks. You want to make sure that hardener is mixed in thoroughly. Once it's all mixed in, I'll get a small amount on my spreader, and you want to press it into the panel. This is a mechanical adhesion, so you need to press it in so you have good adhesion with your metal. If you're new to spreading body filler, my tip for you is to use a controllable amount on your spreader. If you try and apply too much at once, you're going to create a mess, and it's going to be more difficult than it really needs to be. So if you have a controllable amount on your spreader, you can apply it much easier. Remember that you only have a certain amount of time to work with this body filler depending on the temperature that you're spreading it in. Today is a very cool day, so it's not really a concern, but if you're working on a hot summer day, this is going to kick quickly and you won't have a lot of time to spread it. After the body filler is cured, I'm going to use a body filler rasp to shave down this excess body filler. This has sharp teeth, coarse teeth, that really cut this body filler quickly. So I just want to shave the top layer off this and kind of shape it and get ready to block it. This is going to save time and it's going to create a lot less dust than sanding it. This is what it should look like after you use the rasp. You don't want to press too hard with that rasp and dig into the body filler too much. You just want to shave the top layer off and shape it. Now we'll switch over to 80 grit sandpaper on a small block, and I'm going to work this edge of this quarter panel, just this flat section. We're going to hold the block flat against the panel and we're going to block it in an X pattern. We're trying to level out this body filler and get it ready for some primer. Now I'll block this top section with the contours of the quarter panel in order to get the right shape. Now 80 grit, we're just shaping this body filler. We're getting it somewhat flat and shaped, and then we'll refine those 80 grit scratches with 180 grit sandpaper and then finally 320 grit sandpaper. Here I'll use a little bit of dry guide coat, and what dry guide coat does, it's going to show you any deep scratches. It's going to show you any low areas in your work so we can refine those and get those flat and smooth. So we'll put on the guide coat, we'll block it with some 80 grit still, and we'll get a good idea of where any high or low areas are. When I'm blocking this top section, I'm not blocking directly on that body line. I'll block down to it, and then when we switch over and we do that lip, we'll block up to it, and that'll help shape that line before we prime. Once I finish sanding with 80 grit, the next step is to refine those 80 grit scratches, and we're going to sand it with a 150 grit sandpaper, block over it the same exact way, holding it flat against the panel in an X pattern. We want to remove those 80 grit scratches as much as possible, and then we'll even step it down to a 320 before we prime. Now, what you're looking for when you're blocking is you're looking for any low areas or any areas that you might have broke through into bare metal. I have a couple areas here that we're going to need to address. This means that those areas are high, so I'll either need to tap those down or apply another coat of filler. I've determined that the metal that's showing has just a little bit of a low area on one side of it, so I'm going to go ahead and apply a thin coat of icing. What icing is, it's a polyester glazing putty, and it's a finishing putty. What it's going to do is fill any deep scratches that we might have missed, and it's also going to fill any little low areas. So there's a little bit of a low area on the left side of that metal. We're going to fill that and then block it out. Once the icing is dried, we'll go ahead and add some dry guide coat, and we'll block over it with some 150 grit sandpaper on a small block. If you're looking for tools or products for your project, check out my Amazon storefront. The link is in the description. There I have categorized and organized all the products that I use so they're easy for you to find. Next step is to add some more dried guide coat, and we're going to block over this with some 320 grit sandpaper. That'll refine those 180 grit scratches and get us ready for primer. Off camera, I went ahead and prepped out this quarter panel with some 600 grit sandpaper on my orbital sander. I like to do that because if I get primer on those areas, I want it to land on a sanded surface. And then the primer we're using today is the upol 2253. This is a high build 2K primer. It is a direct-to-metal primer and it can be used as a sealer. It mixes up 4-to-1. That's 4 parts primer, 1 part of the activator. I went ahead and agitated my primer and mixed it up before I started pouring. Make sure you mix up your primer before every use. This primer settles. It needs to be thoroughly mixed before you start pouring. I've poured my primer and then I'll add my 1 part activator and we'll be ready to mix this up and spray. This is a high build primer and I want to thin it out just a little bit, so I'm going to add 10% urethane reducer to thin this out. I'll get a smoother finish on my primer, and I'm not looking for this primer to fill any areas on this repair. I just want to get it basically sealed and protected so the paint doesn't soak in to the repair. I will be using the 3M Performance gun. Now the settings I have for this gun, I have my volume turned 3 turns out from closed, or my fluid turned 3 turns out from closed. My fan pattern, I've narrowed it down about halfway so I can be really precise with where I put this primer. And then I've got my air pressure set at about 15 psi, and I'm using a 1.6 tip on this gun. I'll apply 2 coats of primer. 1 medium coat, we'll let it flash off for 10 minutes, and then we'll put a second coat on, and we'll be ready to prep this out for paint. Listen, if you want to learn how to paint this vehicle and see how we get it done, check out this video now. I appreciate each and every one of you watching. We'll see you next time on